And joining us now is Geoffrey Cantor for some Cantor banter. Hey, Geoffrey, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. We just made up that little silly phrase, Cantor banter. So, Geoffrey,
I wonder where that came from.
you have been doing extraordinary things for the entire journey. I was reading through, like you're well educated. You did a lot. You've been doing this for quite a while. You went to the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama in London, England. That's
Yes, I did.
exciting.
It was great. I went to Amherst undergrad, and then that's when I sort of decided to become an actor. And when I was there, I went to a place called the Gene O'Neill Theater Center, the National Theater Institute, which was that was sort of my semester abroad. It was a very intense, like, acting boot camp. And I worked with some amazing teachers, Mars Karnofsky, who'd been with group theater, and two teachers from England, from the Bristol Old Vic School, Lynn Britt and Rudy Shelley. And they said I was in. I could get into the Bristol Old Vic School, but if I could get into any school, it should be Central. And so when two people from a really good school recommend you for another school, you say that must be like a legit recommendation.
You're
So
like, that
that's
counts.
how I ended up there. And I was there for 3 years, and then I was really in London. I stayed. My first my first gig was right out of drama school, a thing called the Night Network, which was a late night television program for LWT. And I was a VJ, like an MTV VJ. So I'd put the needle on a record, and you'd see a video. And so that was my first job out of school. Then I came back to the States for about 7 months and went back to England for another year.
The first time I went to England, one of the towns that I really liked, they had like these knotty pines, or not might not even be pines. They were just like these oak trees, and they were all gnarled and things like
Yeah,
that. And it was like a fairy tale. It was not too far from Harrods, and it was maybe
that's
just
good.
like a little square park. But I thought to myself, I was like, wow, like you could really feel like a fairy tale come to life there. I liked
Yeah,
it. I liked it.
there are lots of parts of England, especially even out of London. Norwich is very much like you would imagine old England to be. Like there's, churches and pubs and places to walk and parks and like ancient ruins. It's great. I love London. It's my adopted country in a way.
Oh, I enjoy hearing that. That's a nice way to describe it. What's in suite? So I'm looking at
So
this, and it says that you're going to be doing the festival circuit.
yeah, so Ensuite is a short film that I directed. It was written by a friend of mine, Lainey Ventura, who also helped produce it. And we've been doing the tour. I mean, I've won Best Director in a couple of these small festivals, Best Actor, not me Best Actor, but we had a Best Actor award, some Best Actress awards. We've been at the Newport Festival. I think we're like up to 18 festivals altogether. And so I'm super proud of it. It's a 12.5 minute movie. If you go to GardenStateFilmFestival.com, you can actually see it. I think it's going to be streaming. We
Wow.
screen live on the Sunday of the festival, but then I think you can actually stream it if people want to see it. And then at some point we're going to put it out there. So yeah, that's
Like,
my
is it like the
narrative
on?
directorial
Yeah.
debut.
Is it like an ensuite, like the bathroom next to
Yeah,
the
exactly.
bedroom? Is that
Exactly.
what it is?
Yeah. Right. So the whole thing is shot through it's a single camera, and it's all shot through the bathroom. And it's I don't want to
Clever.
give too much
No,
away, but when
clever.
you see it, you'll understand why we chose to do it that way.
I think that's very clever. That's extremely clever. Good for you.
Thank you.
Many accolades are, I'm sure, are going to be coming from that, and I can't wait to see it.
Fingers
And
crossed.
then you have something that's near and dear to your heart. It is Rethink the Conversation.
Yeah,
So it's a nonprofit. And what made you decide to be passionate about that? What
that's a
was the
great question.
purpose of that for you?
Yeah, so my friend, an Amherst friend, Joanne Harpel, is the world's leading expert on suicide bereavement. And we were friends at Amherst, and I had done this series of commercials for Kleenex called the Let It Out campaign, where I did about 1,000 interviews across the country over 3 years. And she asked me to come on with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, where she was working, to do stuff with their website and to sort of do some creative consulting for them. And then she left because she saw the power of video and she wanted to work on her own. And so she asked me to come along as her creative consultant. I have sort of an intimate relationship. I've lost some friends to suicide. I was a social worker for a brief period of time, and so when I worked for AFSP, I directed this program about adults in suicide loss. but a million kids a year lose somebody to suicide, and there's nothing out there for them. And so this is to show them that it's okay to talk about it, that they're not alone, and that that there's no shame involved, and it's about healing these young people and letting them model that it's all right to go and get help and to talk, and that's sort of what we're working on. It's called Talking Out Loud. That's the program we're going to be doing.
Well,
And we're going to be shooting that in August.
And thank you for that. And it's one thing to play a superhero or to be in a superhero movie or things like that. And it's another thing in your day-to-day life, being a superhero for someone else. And did you enjoy, I would love to know what you enjoyed about playing Mitchell Ellison, that role.
Wow. So when I got that role, I didn't have any idea initially, because they wouldn't tell you what you're auditioning for. And Mitchell doesn't really exist in the Daredevil canon. But once it got underway, it was quite clear that we were at the beginning of this massive tidal wave of content that Netflix and Marvel were working on together. And I can tell you, Steve DeKnight, and then Doug Petrie and Marco Ramirez, and then Eric Olson, the three sort of showrunners of each season, they wrote a great character. He's a three-dimensional guy with his own issues. He's not pivotal to the Daredevil story itself, but he helps fill out the world of Daredevil and Punisher. And it's the first time I've ever had fans. I've done Comic-Cons as a result. I'm actually going to do a Comic-Con in Nashville and then in St. Louis later on in the next month or so. And it was very fulfilling. And also I understood only after the first season the ramifications of being involved in this massive universe. I mean, you have to understand it. Like, this had never been done before. You had Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist, and Defenders. There were so many episodes shot creating this world. And I don't know if you're aware. So Netflix let it go because Disney owns Marvel, and Disney, now that they have their own streaming platform, makes sense. And so it's all going to be showing on Disney, I believe, all of them, starting March 16th. And there's Disney, a lot of rumors. Yes. I have no way of substantiating these rumors. It's way above my pay grade. But there's a lot of rumors that they may start things up again at the end of this year, beginning of next year, which, fingers crossed.
Exciting. So Disney Plus, good things are happening. And the reason I know so much about it is because I happen to be the mother of a 16-year-old. But I know that, but there are fans of all ages. And the Comic-Con stuff, those are loyal fans. And I will tell you something else. When you get to St. Louis, because I'm from St. Louis, not only do they love baseball, but they are ardent fans. There's no other, I think that St. Louis are the greatest fans in the universe because I've seen it firsthand. So when you get there, be sure to just enjoy every single moment of it.
I did a play in St. Louis a long time ago. I did a play called Tally's Folly by Lamford
Webster?
Wilson.
Where were you? Was it at?
It was at St. Louis Playhouse in the St. Louis Rep.
Yes.
So I had a month and a half in St. Louis. I loved St. Louis. Me too. I mean, I would walk around. What is it? The Loop?
Yeah,
where I got my barbecue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Blueberry Hill. Yeah, it's fun there. Yeah, St. Louis is a good town. And I'm in Long Island, and I like, wherever I go, I always say I bloom where I'm planted, and I'm sure you're very much like that too. So it was fun to visit with you, and thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me along. I'm honored.
Cantor Banter, right here on the Donna Drake Show. Bye. Bye-bye.